All right. Hello, everyone. That was a good clap. I'm impressing myself with that one. My name is Jack. Welcome to You Like That Extra. I'm one half. I'm the only half of You Like That Extra in lockdown. Today's theme was movies where one actor plays two people. I don't remember what was on the list at all. I'm so sorry. I think Nicolas Cage's adaptation was on it somewhere. I wanted to watch that, but I really wanted to watch this movie, Denis Villeneuve's Enemy from 2013. Same year the movie Prisoners came out, which I think is one of the best movies of all time. Hugh Jackman, like, you won't believe it's Hugh Jackman. He is so fucking good in that movie. That movie is just so fucking good, and it's so tense and sickening, and oh my god, Prisoners is so good. I'll talk about Prisoners one day. Denis Villeneuve, a very, very hot ticket name at the moment. He did Blade Runner 2049, also one of the best movies of the last 30 years. I would almost put it in the top 10, I reckon. Fuck me, that's a good movie. He's also doing Dune, which was meant to come out in September of last year. Supposedly coming out in December of this year, but we don't know. Drinking game today. Take a shot every time I say the word surreal. Denis Villeneuve is known for surreal imagery, surreal sort of long, expansive cityscapes and long takes and slow, agonizingly slow pacing to create atmosphere. I love weird movies. I love slow, weird, nightmarish movies. So I like Denis Villeneuve a lot. I love this movie. This is my first time seeing Enemy, and holy fuck, it's good. Enemy, 2013, Denis Villeneuve directed, starring Jake Gyllenhaal, Melanie Laurent, Sarah Gadon, and Jake Gyllenhaal. This is a movie where the one actor plays two people. That's the theme. Critics, 71%. Audience, 63%. I don't really know what to say about that. Critics think they know more than the average Joe, I guess. Maybe the average Joe doesn't like having to guess what a big spider means. I don't know. I don't fucking know, but I think the audience is wrong in this one. I think this is a fantastic movie. I think it's really good. It's not perfect, but we'll get into that. That's the point of this show. Plot, very brief. I write these little plots, by the way. I'm very proud of myself for them. Adam Bell, a history teacher, becomes obsessed with actor Anthony Clare, an actor who is his exact double. That's all I wrote. There wasn't much to this one, I'll be honest. Not a lot to this movie. It's only really short. It's just under an hour and a half. Thank God, because it's super surreal, super nightmarish, super just weird as fuck. Okay, where do we start with this movie? I really like this movie. I, quote unquote, didn't get it, I guess. With movies like this, there's always going to be some overarching metaphor that you need fucking 10 Harvard degrees to understand. I didn't understand this movie. I just thought it was a really interesting thing that just happens, and I really liked it. So yeah, as I said in the plot, there's a history teacher. He's kind of boring. His life just seems really sad. He just he walks with his shoulders hunched forward, and he's always looking down, and he doesn't seem passionate about anything. One of his colleagues asks, "Hey, do you like movies?" And he almost attacks the guy back for asking. He's like, "Why are you asking that? Is there a point in you asking that? Why would you even bring it up if you didn't have a point?" He's very just standoffish and rude and socially just completely inept. He's just a weird guy, a weird shutting guy. But somehow he has this beautiful girlfriend, Melanie Laurent, who we know from Inglourious Bastards. Just a stunning girlfriend. It's how the fuck did he do that? There's pressure from his mum. He bought an apartment that she didn't like. It's this gorgeous. Everyone shits on his apartment in this movie, but it's a very nice apartment. And then he watches the movie that his colleague suggests, and in that movie he sees his exact double. This causes a bit of an obsession to find the actor. Pretty easy because the actor's name's in the credits. And he doesn't have a goal. He doesn't have a purpose with meeting this actor. He's just obsessed with the fact that it's his exact double. And he doesn't know what he's going to do with it. The audience we don't know what he's going to do with it. But he just has to meet him. He has to see him in real life to confirm that this is the case. And they talk on the phone, and he's like, the first inkling that something's weird is that on the phone, Adam is like, oh my God, our voices sound so similar. And the wife of the actor is Anthony, the history teacher is Adam. The wife of Anthony like picks up and thinks it's her husband straight away. But I don't know, I watched this movie with the headphones and I was just like, they don't sound the same at all, even though it's clearly both Jake Gyllenhaal. I don't know, maybe I'm just dumb and reading too much into that, but they didn't sound the same at all. Adam finds him. Adam finally gets to meet him. Anthony's super hesitant. He's like, no, a creepy stalker, a creepy fan or whatever. I'm not going to meet up with him. I'll probably get killed or something. But then, of course, he's curious enough and he's like, all right, I'll meet up with you. Meets him. Lo and behold, they're exact doubles. It's crazy. Like, same scar, same everything. Exact doubles. Anthony loses his mind. He becomes just as obsessed as Adam does because he thinks Adam slept with his wife and just used the doppelganger effect to, try and get into his life and become him pretty much, because Adam is so quote unquote boring and stuck in life, even though he's a fucking university lecturer with a very nice apartment. Pretty sick job if you ask me. And Anthony is not pleased with the idea of Adam sleeping with his wife, so he uses them looking the same to blackmail him. He wants to take Adam's very good-looking girlfriend on a romantic getaway and bang her a bunch, and then that's it. There'll be no more contact. They'll never hear from each other again. And because Adam is so socially inept and awkward and stuff, he doesn't really fight back. He just kind of goes along with it. There's a scene where Adam first goes to where Anthony is, right? His talent agency, and he's pretending to be him just to try and get any information out of it as he can. And the door manager recognizes him as Anthony, and Adam just fucking blows it. Like, he is so bad at imitating Anthony. He's such a bad liar. He stammers and stumbles. He barely says a word. And when he does, burping. And when he does, it's just nonsense. It's the least convincing lie in the world. But he gets away with it because, Anthony is this big Hollywood actor, and why would he lie? Why would he's just coming to the talent agency? Why not? Sure. And of course that gets Adam more information, tells him where he lives, gets his phone number and stuff like that. It's really creepy, man. The way we have to talk about Jake Gyllenhaal. Let's just jump in. Unbelievable. This is an unbelievable performance as both characters, but especially Adam, because he's just this weasel, this creepy, obsessive weasel. And when he first rings Anthony's house and the wife picks up, he's like, his breath is trembling, like he knows he's doing something wrong, and he's so scared of what he's doing, but he almost feels compelled to do it, and he's so driven to do it. But his body is in trauma response, and he's doing this shaking breath, and it's an incredible performance. It's so fucking moving, because you're just like, oh my God, this guy is so upset. It's sad. You're sad for him. But he's finally doing this thing, and he's not really brave enough to do it, but he's already in, and he's like, oh fuck, I'm already on the phone. I have to keep going. But then eventually he just goes, blah, 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 and hangs up. He just, again, fucking blows it. He just gets it wrong. And that's a constant theme through this whole movie, is Adam just getting it wrong. They meet, when they finally do meet, they're in this weird, surreal nightmare hotel, and Adam can't believe it. He finally gets to see this exact double in front of him, and he realizes, along with Anthony, that Adam doesn't know why he wants to do this. He has no idea. He was just drawn to do it. Just does it. Okay, we're here now. Now what? And he just goes, and slinks out the door and runs away. And that's why Anthony suspects that he's banging his wife. So yeah, the scenes where they're together, like Anthony is so confident and so like literally the polar opposite to Adam, and it's fantastic and it's great to watch them together in the same scene. Like it's all just digitally maneuvered and stuff. There's not a lot of the 90s sitcom just shoot behind his head. No, they actually put him in the same scene because they can do that now, and they could do it in 2013 apparently. But yeah, Anthony's calm and cool and collected when they first meet, but when he gets home, he's very shaken as well. He's just like, holy fuck. And you don't really like. It could be because he's seen his exact double and he's just this weaselly nerd high school teacher, or because he's so enraged that he thinks Adam has slept with his wife. We don't really know. But yeah, and there's like Anthony's wife goes to his school just to like see what's happening, and then I thought she was suspecting Anthony because she like accuses him of cheating, and it's kind of implied that it's been a thing that's happened before. So who was on the phone? Was it the woman again? Was it the woman's husband? Like, it's all implied. So she goes to the school to like see what's happening, and it's not really clear. I took it as she believed that was Anthony living some double life, and like a two families sort of deal, and she was gonna like go crazy and find that out. But then later in the movie, Adam is, when they swap places, Anthony's off banging Adam's girlfriend and Adam's in Anthony's house. Fucking hell, I was going cross-eyed. In Anthony's house, with Anthony's wife. Fuck. And she immediately just knows. Because you would know, like, anyone with a partner, like, or a girlfriend or a husband or a wife or a fiance, whatever, you know them. You know straight away. You would know straight away. Like, yes, they're exact doubles, same voice or whatever, but like, it's personality, isn't it? It's vibe. You would just know. Like, if you see them every day, you would just know. She just knows straight away, and she kind of seems okay with it. And then, we get the duality, like Anthony and I don't remember the girlfriend's name, Adam's girlfriend's name, but they're having sex, and it's like, finally they're having great sex. Like, in the beginning of the movie, Adam's just kind of like, I don't want to say predatory, but he kind of assaults her while she's asleep, and it's like implied that the sex is not shameful, but just, maybe shameful. Like, she just gets up straight away and leaves every time they have sex. Maybe he's just a dud root, you never know. And they're finally having sex, and she catches him out because he has an indent on his finger from his wedding ring. Again. So nobody on earth is exactly the same because, different lives. There. And she freaks out. And naturally, she freaks out. But then you get the duality of Adam with Anthony's wife. Anthony's wife initiates. She's like all over him. She seems like super into it. And then at the end, Anthony, like they're driving back from the holiday. Anthony is totally caught out. And he's like explosively violent. Like, the opposite end of Adam's spectrum. It's just like Adam is so quiet and reserved, you can't even be bothered to look up at her most of the time. Anthony is like volatile and violent and scary and explosive. And you get a bit of that when he confronts Adam about sleeping with his wife. He's just like very like calm and cool and collected. And then Adam doesn't really give him what he wants, and he just explodes. And it's like, Jake Gyllenhaal is so fucking good at yelling. He's one of the best yellers in Hollywood. There's that infamous scene in Nightcrawler where he smashes the mirror. He didn't mean to do that. That's one of those trivia pieces that everyone, like when Aragorn kicks the helmet and broke his toe for real, so his reaction's real. The Nightcrawler mirror scene, didn't mean to break the mirror, he broke the mirror. But he's so good at like explosive, scary anger, and he's just, Jake Gyllenhaal is so good, man. Yeah, and so you get that side of him. Ultimately leads to him dying with Adam's girlfriend in a car crash just because he's like losing his mind. And it's implied. It's all implied. We don't know. Nothing is said because it's a movie. It's art. That doesn't have to be explicitly said. It's implied that Adam is just going to continue life with Helen, with Anthony's wife as Anthony. But what's with the big spiders? There's big spiders. There's a scene at the beginning. He's at a weird sex party one of the, either Adam or Anthony, is at a weird sex party. A bunch of old rich white dudes sitting around just like that, patiently watching a woman masturbate, and they're all just like, it's like they're watching a symphony or something. They're just like, yes, she is masturbating, yes. And then another woman comes in, starkers, naked for some reason, holding a platter, uncovers the platter, and it's a fuck off dirty big tarantula. I am heavily arachnophobic. Thankfully, I knew that there were big spiders in this movie before this, but that was still incredibly unpleasant to see. Ugh, disgusting. And the woman like squishes the tarantula with her high heel, which I guess is a fetish thing probably. But the Jake Gyllenhaal character doesn't really react. He's almost like shamefully watching it. And we don't know who that is. And you don't find out who that is. It's probably Anthony, because, you know, when Adam goes to Anthony's building, he meets the doorman there, or whatever, the hotel manager or something, whatever the fuck he is, whatever that character is. And he's like, I have to go back, man. I haven't stopped thinking about it. I have to go back. And Adam's just like, yeah, cool, yeah, whatever. And then the letter from the beginning that Adam used to get to Anthony turns out is a key. We're assuming it's to the weird, creepy hotel spider sex party. But yeah, there's spiders. There's metaphors of spiders all through it. I read a bunch of articles about what the spider could be, and all of them were these big puff pieces with like a review of the movie, then an explanation of the movie, and then it'd be like, so why the spiders? And then it'd just be like, we don't know. We couldn't figure it out. Thanks for that. I did find an interview with Denis Villenueve. Hold on to your fucking asses for this and tell me if you now know why the spiders are there. Because there's big spiders as well. Like, it shows all of Canada, wherever this was filmed. I think it was Ontario. They show the skyline of that, and there's a really fucking big spider, like War of the Worlds over there. Then at the end, Helen, Anthony's wife, you know, when it's assumed that Adam is taking over Anthony's life, and he's going to live with Helen, and he finally sinks into the Anthony character, and he talks to her as if he is her wife, and she doesn't reply from the other room, so he walks into the room. Fuck off, big spider. She's like a big spider that takes up the whole room and like scurries like a spider, and then the movie ends. Why all the spiders? Denis Villenueve. It's an image that I found was a pretty hypnotic and profound way to express something about femininity that I was looking to express in one image. Because in the book you can use chapters to express something, but in cinema you have one shot, and the spider was exactly the perfect image. There's movies that I saw in my life that propose images that were not explained but were provocative. They were opening doors from a subconscious point of view. Images that are frightening and oppressive, but at the same time you feel the image. It prints itself in your brain, but you feel uncomfortable with it. Dennis, I know English isn't your first language, but fucking wrap it up, buddy. But there's a strong meaning in it, and I think that if you think just a little bit, you will find it quite quickly. What? What? What does any of that mean? What the hell? Why did he say all of that? What was any of that? That didn't say anything about the spiders. He said the word spider once, but it didn't explain fucking anything about the spiders. What do the spiders mean in this movie? I don't know. No one knows. It sounds like Dennis doesn't fucking know, and he bloody made the movie. Oh, why spiders? Who knows? Anyway, the wife turns into a spider at the end. I love this movie, but goddamn the spiders. Stop that. Anyway, I think that if you think just a little bit, you will find it quite quickly. I watched this movie like 4 hours ago. I've been thinking about it ever since. I don't know what the fucking spider means. Maybe it's guilt. Sure, there we go. I'll go with that. The spider represents guilt. It's a metaphor for guilt. He's guilty that he's usurping this man's life. I don't know. The score in this movie is fucking beautiful. It's an incredible score. It's constant. It's throughout the whole movie. It's very rare that there's any silence at all. And I watched this movie with headphones, and the score is really loud. It's almost as if like you are watching it on a theater and then the whole orchestra is underneath just playing along to it. which is a really cool experience that I would love to go and see one day with like a movie with a really good score. This one perhaps. And yeah, it's really fucking unsettling and surreal, and it just sinks in, like, because it's always there, it just sinks in and you're like bathing in it. And there's this horrible yellow filter all over everything. This movie looks disgusting. It looks fucking dreadful. It's so dark, and you can barely see like all of the sex scenes at the beginning, all of the scenes in Adam's apartment in general. Pretty much pitch black. You cannot see anything. And I thought there was something wrong with my iTunes, but no, that's just the movie. It probably means something. It's a metaphor for spiders or whatever. And they use the lighting so like you never know who is who. You're vaguely aware, and they do an okay, like on purpose, they do just an okay job with describing or showing or telling you who you're watching. You never know if it's Adam or Anthony, and there are some scenes where, like, you know, one of them will walk into an apartment and it's just crazy. There was this one shot and it's so fucking gorgeous. It's just like his body is lit, his shirt is lit, you know, everything is lit normally, except the shadows creep up just enough to where his whole face is just pitch black. You just cannot see him. He's in complete shadow, just his face, and it's fucking so striking and nightmarish. Like if you've ever had a nightmare where you're in bed and, you know, there's just something at the end of your bed, like a figure, can't make out the face. You can never make out the face. It's terrifying, man. And yeah, shots like that, you know, they're just littered throughout this movie. And it's so, while it is a hideously ugly movie, it's on purpose. It's purposely ugly, and in a way that becomes beautiful. It's very, very impressive in how fucking shit it looks. But yeah, and you know, none of my notes mean anything. I don't know why I'm looking at this, but yeah, you know, yeah, you're never quite sure who's who, and then at the end, that's why you don't really know who's into it and who's not into it. You know, like the wife really seems into it, and that kind of helps Adam go, well, yeah, maybe like I could be in this life. And then he wakes up the next morning, he's like, yeah, that was good sex, I'm gonna be in this life. But then turns out the lady's a big spider. So yeah, that's Enemy. It's weird. It's a very fucking weird movie, but it's relatively short, and you know, it's just gripping. Jake Gyllenhaal's performance is so fucking electric as both characters, even like when he does have to be a miserable bloke just walking around with his head down and shoulders forward. Like, it's just the duality he expresses is just amazing. It's just such a cool performance, such a cool movie. Yeah, Denis Villenueve. I fucking love Denis Villenueve, man. Like, I'm not excited for Dune. I'm excited, actually, no inverted quotation marks, I am actually excited for Denis Villeneuve's next movie, which just happens to be Dune. So, you know, we got the big sandworm, the butthole sandworm that looks like a butthole. Why'd you do that? I'm sure there's a reason for that. I'm sure we get a fucking weird, too long quote that doesn't explain why he did the big butthole sandworm. But we'll see if Dune ever comes out. If New South Wales ever becomes a thing again, who knows? We'll see. But Prisoners, holy shit, you have to watch Prisoners. Prisoners is an incredible movie. I will put that on a list sometime. I don't know what the theme for next week is. I didn't put a vote up yet because I haven't really decided on a theme yet, but it'll be up there somewhere. Go and find us on the socials. You Like That Podcast, we're everywhere. We are YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All that You Like That Podcast. The Instagram is the best one to go to. It's the easiest one to share around, and our link tree is there with all the other links in it. So if you are ever going to share the podcast, which I do encourage you to do, please just share the Instagram, or, you know, chuck our Spotify screenshot up on your Instagram story. All the eyes helps. You know, we're not going to buy likes or anything. It doesn't do anything. Word of mouth does everything. You Like That Podcast.store if you want merch. Yeah, I will see you personally on You Like That Extra next week. This weekend, Brooke and Adam are back together again on the couch. Fucking ripping episode. They did a Transformers episode, talked about Transformers for about 4 minutes, and then did 70 minutes of questions. as you would expect with Brooke and Adam on the podcast, but they were fucking great together, and it's a great episode. So I'm really excited for the next one. They're doing that Fear Street series on Netflix. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that myself. I'll be back next Thursday with whatever theme and movie I decide on. But until then, even then, when it happens, I will still be Jack. I am one half, the only half of You Like That Extra in lockdown, and I will see you next week. Thank you very much for listening. Denis Villenueve, Enemy, but watch Prisoners. See you then.